Floss picks versus string floss. Can floss picks replace traditional string? Hi everyone, my name is Whitney and I'm a registered dental hygienist. Today we're talking floss picks versus string floss. Can floss picks or flossers, whatever you want to call them, can they actually do a good job? My answer is yes, but hear me out. Flossing properly means wrapping the floss around each tooth in a C shape and moving it up and down on both sides of the space between your teeth. String floss easily allows for this when used correctly. Whereas sometimes floss picks are a bit too stiff to properly wrap around the tooth, so in some cases, they may not clean as effectively. That being said, something is better than nothing. If you're using floss picks daily and there's no way you'll ever switch to regular string, then I'd much rather you use a floss pick than not floss at all. I do have a video called How to Use Floss Picks, which I'll link below, where I go over step by step how to make floss picks more effective, such as ways to angle the pick as much as possible to wrap around the tooth and gently move it up and down. Don't just snap it between your teeth and call it a day. You really want to clean the right side and clean the left side of each tooth. And having said all of this, there are some people who may benefit more from floss picks than traditional string floss because they physically can't hold the string floss correctly, right? So string floss is best when it can be used correctly. But if you literally can't move your fingers correctly, or you really just don't like the regular string, there are situations where floss picks can be recommended, such as with kids. Floss picks are great for children. It helps them get into a flossing habit early. I always recommend the parents use floss picks on their kids. It's easier to get into a toddler's mouth with the floss on the stick versus trying to get into a little one's mouth with the traditional string. But kids of all ages, up until like age 10, I think the floss picks are better for their dexterity since they are still learning how to use their hands. If you're a parent, you know your child best, but not until age 8 to 10, 8, 9, or 10. That's usually when they start better controlling their fine motor skills. Another group of people are elderly individuals. They tend to benefit more from floss picks, well, because of things like arthritis, lots of dexterity issues with elderly people, not always, but often. So I've seen that group really benefit. Special needs as well for caretakers. I have a whole nother video about how to better care for someone's teeth who is dependent on you. I will link that video below as well. And lastly, for those with braces and other orthodontic appliances. There are some flossers made specifically to go behind your brackets. I'll link those products below and all of my braces care videos as well. And I will say, for those who are using floss picks, especially those in braces, the perfect flossing combo is if you can use both a water flosser and a floss pick. If you're using both, you're actually in a pretty good spot. The water flosser cleans around the teeth while the floss pick removes plaque at that contact point where the two teeth touch. So if you're doing this combo, amazing. Or even if you still want to string floss and water floss or proxy brush and water floss. I know this isn't a water flossing video. I have a bunch of those as well that I'll link below, but it's important to mention that using any type of string, whether it's traditional or a pick, as well as a water flosser, you should be good. And lastly, back to the floss picks, back to this video. Even if floss picks aren't your main method of flossing, they're super convenient for after meals. Grab and go, on the go. You went out to lunch and need to clean food out of your teeth real quick. Floss picks are great for that. I love keeping them in my purse. And final PSA before we go. I love that y'all are flossing when you're out and about, but please stop littering floss picks. This is a public service announcement. Stop throwing floss picks on the ground. I see floss picks everywhere, seriously. Blop, blop, blop. Why? Please throw them away properly. We gotta care for our dental health, yes, but also the health of our environment that we live in. I hope this video helped explain how usually floss picks aren't considered a complete replacement for string floss, but they're better than nothing, great for on the go, and helpful for certain people. Just make sure you're using them the right way. I'll link all the videos and products that I mentioned in the description box below, as well as my free oral care guide. I made this guide to put all my tutorial videos into one place, so check it out if you want to make sure you're brushing, flossing, tongue scraping, using all the things correctly at home. It's a free download, and until then, I'll see you on Instagram @TeethTalkGirl. Peace, love, and teeth.